39.6% plus a 3.8% surcharge. That's up from 20% that people making over $1 million have to pay at the moment. What is the likelihood that any Republican in Congress would be on board with this?
The likelihood that any Republican will be on board with this is near zero, essentially. Republicans have said, look, we're not voting for any tax increases to pay for infrastructure spending, whether on roads and bridges or for childcare or anything. The question is, can they get all 50 Democrats to vote for this in the Senate? This is one of those things that they can move through that Senate procedure, budget reconciliation. They can do it with Democratic votes alone, but they need pretty much everyone in the Senate and pretty much everyone in the House to agree to do this.
And obviously, that might be an uphill battle. Having said that, this may well be territory that is ripe for governments right around the world. Is there any sense that this is kind of one of those cooperative areas, not unlike what we've heard on a global corporate tax?
Yes. In addition to sort of having a minimum global tax, countries are also making sure that they are taxing individuals. There has been a lot of tax evasion from individuals. We remember back to the Panama Papers, lots of tax evasion in the Caribbean. That is an area that governments have said, look, we shouldn't do this. We should all band together and set a rate. There aren't talks that are as formal as that for on the corporate side, but this could be one way that we see the U.S. sort of leading the charge and saying, hey, let's keep wealth where the wealthy are actually living.
Laura, this could mean that for New Yorkers, the combined state and federal capital gains tax rate is north of 50%. Same from California. And it is in these high tax states that the SALT cap is a particular issue. Could even Democrats use this as leverage, this plan, to get the SALT cap repealed?
They certainly could. We're already seeing proposals from some of the Democrats who really want to get that SALT cap, the SALT deduction fully restored, saying, hey, let's look at other ways to tax the wealthy to offset this. Yesterday, Tom Suozzi, who's a Democrat who represents Long Island, said, let's raise that top rate for individual income, for wage income to 39.6%. This is one of the areas you could see some negotiations happening on the SALT cap as a way to, get some more revenue on one side to pay for a very valuable tax break on the other. This is going to be the key issue, the SALT cap negotiation in the House. There's already, 20 plus Democrats who have come out and said that they're not voting for any of Joe Biden's plans unless SALT is addressed. And this is some leverage that Biden would have to say, hey, if you get on board with this, I'll give you a little bit of what you want over there on SALT.